for us as we return to Pittsburgh for the start of the season, the home opener Friday night. I also have the pleasure, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Pittsburgh Symphonies asked me to take part in their salute to the open of the baseball season on Saturday, their special kids concerts. They've done every team in Pittsburgh sports this year. The Pirates come up on Saturday.
Do you have to wear your tux for that performance?
I thought I might.
Might as well.
Figured I have to rent it for a 24-hour period. I'd use it on Saturday morning. I guess they asked everybody else in the organization. They all declined. So I'll have Casey at the bat.
Don't you believe it,
Have
folks.
to go back and see the Tug McGraw tapes to see how Tug did it.
Right.
All right. So hope you'll join us on Saturday at Heinz Hall for that. And, of course, join us Friday night for the home opener. I can put the towel back around my neck now.
Well, I was hoping everybody at home could see what a dapper dresser you really are.
Well, what do they say? A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Sunny skies in Chicago, though. What about the
that fella has his muffler, but that's it.
Gentleman without the shirt this afternoon? Tim Foley leading off the top of the 5th inning with the Cubs leading 2-0. Foley's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the 3rd. Coming up in the National League tonight, the Dodgers are at Houston. It's the 20th anniversary of the Houston Astrodome. Fernando Valenzuela against Nolan Ryan tonight. Atlanta's at Philadelphia. Rick Mahler against Steve Carlton. And they'll be getting underway shortly in San Francisco. The Padres and Giants. It's Lamar Hoyt against Adley Hamaker. Say to Durham. And the second time in the game that combination has retired Tim Foley. 1 away in the 5th.
I will be interested to see what kind of an opening day sports trivia question you have for us a little bit later.
Well, I'll tell you, it corresponds with this, the 25th anniversary of the 1960 championship team. Tip you off that way.
Okay.
1 away, and Rick Sutcliffe getting set to face Rick Rhoden. Cubs lead 2-0. Moreland has both of the Chicago RBIs, a 2-out single in the 1st that cashed in Matthews, and a Moreland home run in the 4th. Two night games in the American League today. Oakland at Seattle and Minnesota at California. Rhoden pops it up. Shortstop Dunston. And battling the element, stayed with it, makes the catch 2 away.
And of course for Sean Dunston, Lanny, his first chance to play in Wrigley Field. Battle a little bit of wind, a little bit of sun out there. He'll have to make some adjustments and trying to figure out how to play in this ballpark.
Wind a factor today. 2 down. And top of the batting order, Marvell Wynn. The defending National League Eastern Division champions. They've got that championship, that division title flag on the right field flagpole, and Ernie Banks' number on the left side. Marvell, a Chicago native. One ball and 1 strike. Now Sutcliffe with a 1-1 pitch. And it's outside.
I think the 2-0 score at this point, Lanny, is probably, even though you talk about offense here at Wrigley Field with the chill and the 2 pitchers that we have out there today, is not surprising that it's a low-scoring game.
Not at all. With the colder temperatures, the hitters feeling the stinging of the bats, and also the fact that you've got 2 fine pitchers here, Sutcliffe and Rhoden. Dunston Fine play, but he threw it away. Got to the ball, but tried to throw off balance, and he has a very strong arm and fired it right by Leon Durham on the right field side of the base.
He can really gun that ball, can he? Unfortunately, he missed the man. Good quickness as he gets to the ball right around second base. Instead of stopping and setting himself, though, he tried to throw on the run.
You know, talking to a few of the Chicago Cub broadcasters, they told us before the game that Dunston has a tendency to be very aggressive even when he doesn't have to be. Case in point right there, that play. It was the first Chicago error of the game. Wynn is on with 2 outs and Johnny Ray the batter. Every year, Johnny just gets better and better. One thing he was concerned about was hitting for a higher average against left-handers, and as it turned out last year, he was consistent from both sides of the plate. 0 for 2 in this game, and a fly ball to center in the first and a fly ball to left field in the third. Cubs 2, Pirates nothing. Ball game in the top of the 5th.
They've got good crowds even on the buildings across the street this afternoon.
Remember last year during the playoffs, they had the dispute about who had the right to invite people up on the roof of one of the buildings? Larry Boa alongside of Don Zimmer, and Zimmer and Boa exchanged a few unpleasant words in the papers after Boa lost the job to Dunston. Wins at first, 2 outs. And Sutcliffe trying to keep Marvell close. Wynn stole 24 bases last year. One pitch. And missing the strike zone, 2-1. Harry Wendelstedt behind the plate. Jerry Dale, Terry Tata, Charlie Williams, the base umpires. Did you read the Jerome Holtzman story today about the umpires?
No, I did not.
Nice story about the umpire and crew that worked the game in Cincinnati yesterday. Wynn is running, pitches a ball through to second base. Marvell is in with a stolen base. Surprised the way Dunston covered second base on this throw from Jody Davis. Kind of sitting back on it and left the door open for Marvell to get in. Runner at second, and the count is 3-1 on Johnny Ray.
I think that's exactly what happened, too. I think he got the hand in, even though the ball was there in time.
Yeah. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs. The Cubs lead 2-0. Makes it a full count.
And you'll notice that Sutcliffe did not come down the middle with that pitch. He worked the outside part of the plate. Johnny thought it was ball 4.
Skipper Chuck Tanner, his 9th year as the manager of the Pirates. Win at second base, 2 outs. Dunston guns it over to Durham. Ray is out. No runs, no hits. 1 Chicago error. 1 Pirate left on base. 4.5 innings of play from Wrigley Field, and it's the Cubs 2 and the Pirates nothing.
Double cheese, cheeseburger, burger, please. Seems like the times keep changing, but now an old-time favorite is back.
Double cheeseburgers back for McDonald's 30th birthday for a limited time.
To all beef patties, 2 slices of cheese.
Oh, double cheese, cheeseburger, burger, please.
It's always a good time for the great taste.
Double cheese, cheeseburger, burger, please.
A McDonald's.
Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 6, an accused child molester is back on the streets of Connellsville after posting bond. Bill Flanagan talks with concerned residents. It's opening day for Pirate baseball. John Sanders will have a live report from Wrigley Field. And the return of Old Man Winter caught everyone by surprise. But Bob Cosma says there's warmer weather ahead. These stories and more tonight at 6.
KDK TV's Eyewitness News team. What a team.
Dr. Ruth raises eyebrows and ratings with advice on sex. And a model who made it to the top on billboards. Tuesday on Evening Magazine.
Catch the Pennsylvania Lottery nightly at 7 on TV2.
Coming up the bottom of the 5th inning and the top of the Chicago batting order with the Cubs leading 2-0. We'll pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Pittsburgh Pirates Television Network.
KDK TV2 Pittsburgh.
You know the one advantage. Easy, Lanny. Careful now. You know the one advantage about a cold day like this at Wrigley, you can spot the wives section off like that. You know how?
By the coats?
If you see 3 or 4 men coats in the same section, that's a pretty good tip-off to you. Bob Dernier will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Dernier 1 for 2. That is not the family section there that we're showing you. There's a strike to Dernier. The Cubs scored once in the 1st and a run in the 4th. Breaking pitch, and it misses 1-1. Tim Foley. A throw to the right field side of first, but Jason stayed with it. And 1 down. Good to see Tim back in a Pirate uniform.
Boy, is he happy about it, too.
Not happy about all the attention about the range. I know that. Timmy said a couple of times, why all this talk about the range? I never really was blessed with great range. That was never the key for me.
No, he's a good heady ball player. Positioning is one of his strong points. He knows where to play.
He's a winner. Sandberg 0 for 2. Cubs lead 2-0. Ball 1. Foley and Thompson team up once again, 2 away. The Chicago Cubs are on top 2-0 in the 5th. The other afternoon game in the National League, the New York Mets leading St. Louis 5-2 in the 7th inning. Well, now would be a great time for you to order your tickets for opening night. 323-1150 is the telephone number. The area code at Three River Stadium, 412. The number again, 323-1150. And operators are standing by right now to handle your ticket requests. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Matthews led the National League in walks last year with 103, but he's behind in the count to Roden. No balls, 2 strikes. Cubs 2, Pirates nothing. 5th inning. And Roden trying to get Matthews to chase a bad pitch. The Sarge did a fine job as a team leader last year coming over from Philadelphia. Nobody on base, 2 outs. Pena setting up on the outside part of the plate, and Rick almost hit the spot and almost got the called 3rd strike. Two-two pitch. And it goes from 0-2 to 3-2.
That fan in the stands with the radio might be listening to a friend of yours, Dwayne Statz, who is now part of the broadcasting crew here in Chicago, coming up from Houston. Of course, there was a little brouhaha over that move.
They made a trade in broadcasters. Milo Hamilton going to Houston, and Dwayne Statz coming up from the Astros. So Dwayne is working with Vince Lloyd and Lou Boudreau, Harry Carey, and Steve Stone on radio and television. Payoff pitch. It's up high. 2nd walk issued by Rick Roden. Rick had Matthews 0-2, but let him off the hook.
And Rick was obviously unhappy with himself over that.
Manager Chuck Tanner doesn't look too happy at this point. Ball club down 2-0. Leon Durham 1 for 2, singled in the first, and went down on a good changeup. Looked at a changeup for a called third strike in the third inning.